When our churches first shut down for the pandemic in 2020, many of us hoped we would be back together within a few weeks. Well, that was 2 years ago, and we have faced our churches closing more than once over that period. Handshakes and hugs of peace were replaced by nods and waves and smiles behind masks. But the connection was still there. The word religion comes from the Latin religare, to bind, and our faith communities have sorely missed that every Sunday binding together.
Over the past 2 years, our Easter celebrations, the highlight of our Christian year, have taken place in churches that have sadly been much emptier and much quieter than in normal years. But over the past few months, most people have slowly become more comfortable with attending Mass, with restrictions having been lifted by the start of Lent just a short time ago. Many of us want to return to the familiar celebrations within our communities of faith, and the good news is that our churches have now reopened so that together this Easter we may proclaim with joy, He is risen indeed. With all the other turmoil that has been going on around us, there is not only a longing for normality, but also hope. And this hope we experience in the resurrection of Christ this Easter.
This Easter Sunday, like every other, the stone will be rolled away and the tomb will be empty. Jesus will have risen. Let us celebrate together in our parish communities the holiest week of the liturgical year. Some families have lost members to COVID. Yet those who are here and are alive in the midst of the sorrows and the frustration can still honor what Jesus Christ did for us well over 2,000 years ago, when He went to the cross and died for our sins. Because He lives, I can face tomorrow. It has been 2 years of loss, sickness, and suffering, and with this we may take comfort in remembering Christ knew what it was to suffer. We know a God that is not far off or in any way distant from us, but a God who comes into the world and shares our suffering and sacrifice and walks beside us. He's in solidarity with us.
We may be celebrating Holy Week a bit differently. At times, adapting to COVID restrictions has been a challenge for each one of us in our day-to-day lives and when we've gathered for worship. When we come to celebrate Holy Week and Easter this time, we may find a few things different. We may find in some parishes, for example, that the Stations of the Cross are prayed outside the church as a precautionary measure, or that the washing of the feet on Holy Thursday is replaced with another ritual or omitted altogether. The pandemic has changed many aspects of gathering for worship, but one thing remains unaffected. The message of Easter is still the same. Jesus died and rose again for our salvation. It's been the same message for centuries and will never change or lose its significance for humanity. May the words of Jesus to His disciples after His resurrection, "Peace be with you," penetrate our very lives this Easter as we gather once again as the community of the baptized in our churches across Western Sydney and the Blue Mountains. We look forward to celebrating with you in our churches this Easter. May God bless you and your loved ones during this holy season.